Andarki namaskaramulu. Today is the second day of our classes on Sanaatana Dharma. We had one class before on this topic by Dr. Visalakshi garu. Visalakshi garu has been taking our classes on importance of Sanskrit also and Sanaatana Dharma, and she will be taking more classes in the next month, second week on Veda Samskruti. So let us start the session with webinar with reciting Vande Mataram and then Prarthana by Jai Shriji. Chala Chitti Babu garu.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Swayam Jayashree garu to chant Prarthana, please.
Andarki namaskaramulu. 1 minute meditation first. Close your eyes. Sit straight. Three times Omkaram. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunmannotivi Sida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajinivati Dhiyamatriavato. Om Shri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Gurureva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Guruve. Na guru paramam shishurasmi guru matirasti ma guru mam pahi guru jnananandamayam devam nirmalaspatikakrutim adharam sarva vidyanam हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
ధన్యవాదములండి.
Thank you, sir.
Let us request Visalakshi garu to start the webinar, please.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. రత్నాకర ధౌత పదాం హిమాలయ కిరీటిని బ్రహ్మ రాజర్షి రత్నాఢ్యాం వందే భారత మాతరం. Hari Om. Good morning to all of you. In the first class about our Sanaatana Dharma, we have learned certain points about our Sanaatana Dharma. Can any of you tell what we have learned in the previous class? Do you remember? Or shall I have to revive you of the points a little? Actually, what is meant by Sanaatana Dharma? What is the Vaidika Vangmaya? Then so many other points. I spoke about 28 points, actually 8 points. And in the 8th point, I spoke about 21 points. So the first point we have already covered are what is Sanaatana Dharma, how it originated, then what is the essence of Sanaatana Dharma. These 3 points we have covered in the previous class. Now presently we have to start the 4th point. If any of you remember these points just for 1 or 2 minutes, one or two of you can just tell how far you have grasped and remembered. Okay. Can any of you tell what you have learned in previous class? What essence you have gained? Okay, I will continue. I wanted to know whether you remember anything or not about what we have learned in the previous class about our Sanaatana Dharma. What is meant by Sanaatana Dharma? How it originated, and then how it spread all over the earth mass. All these points you should remember. And what all points are there in Sanaatana Dharma? What is the Vaidika Vangmaya which speaks about our Sanaatana Dharma? All these points, all of you must be able to answer. Okay, now at least now you revive again the previous class and today's class and prepare answers to all the questions now I have put here. Okay, now the fourth point is regarding the description of Sanaatana Dharma. How can we describe what is Sanaatana Dharma? How it spread all over the earth mass? How can we prove that, etc.? All these points are to be known fully. So we said that only Sanaatana Dharma existed all over the world from the beginning of creation. Now, how can we say that only Sanaatana Dharma existed from the beginning of the creation for lakhs of years, crores of years, we can say? Then this is the, it can be established from our scriptures, our Vedas, our Puranas, Dharma Shastras, Itihasas and all. Then Ambarisha Chakravarti, Pruthu Chakravarti, etc. kings, several kings who ruled our country, they ruled the entire earth mass. It is given in our Puranas and Itihasas. So they said they ruled the earth which is surrounded by oceans on all four sides. That is, the oceans are like Girdil, Oddanam to the earth mass, which was ruled by Ambarisha and all. So we can say that our Sanaatana Dharma alone existed and our kings ruled complete earth mass, and later they got divided. That procedure you will know now. Now, how can we say that only Sanaatana Dharma prevailed all over the earth? We can, even historical proofs are there for this. In Brahmanda Purana, in Mahabharata, then Srimad Bhagavata also, and so many other scriptures also, they said Saptadvipa Vasundhara. So in Brahmanda Purana, Suta Maharshi spoke about the water part and earth part of the universe. The entire mankind came from Maharshi Manu Maharshi. So we are called as Manavas because Manu Apatyam Puman. We are all children of Maharshi Manu. So this Maharshi Manu came from sun god. Sun is called as Vivaswan. From Vivaswan came Vaivasvata Manu. And from him, all of us came into existence. So there are 14 Manus. One after other, all the 14 Manus rule this entire earth. So now at present, we are in Vaivasvata Manvantara. In the beginning of the creation, Swayambhuva Manu ruled the earth, entire earth at that time. Then of course, now it is limited in this Vaivasvata Manvantara. In the olden days, when Swayambhuva Manu was the ruler of entire earth mass, when the earth originated, that is in the beginning of creation, this Manu got, Swayambhuva Manu got 7 children, 7 sons, and he divided the entire earth mass into 7 parts and handed over these 7 parts to 7 of his sons, and they ruled this earth. So it is historically proved fact and mythologically established fact. So that evidence is there, historical, mythological. So we can confirmly declare that only our Sanaatana Dharma existed and followed by the entire mankind for several lakhs of years. So this entire earth mass was divided by Swayambhuva Manu, and he gave it to his 7 sons. These 7 parts are called as Dvipas. That is why we say Saptadvipa Vasundhara. Vasundhara means earth. It contains 7 Dvipas. So Dvipa is that part which is surrounded by water on all the sides. So entire earth is surrounded by water on all 4 directions. Now these 7 Dvipas also are surrounded by water. So ours is Bharata Varsha. Then Swayambhuva Manu asked his 7 sons to rule the earth with Dharma, Sanaatana Dharma. That Dharma with which they followed was Sanaatana Dharma, which we are following now. So the 7 Dvipas are again given to their children. So actually these 7 Dvipas which are given to Manu's, Swayambhu Manu's children, their names are Agniindra, Medhatithi, Vapushman, Jyotishman, Jyutiman, Havya, Sevan. These are the 7 kings. 7 islands are given to them. The islands are Jambudvipa was given to Agniindra. Plakshadvipa was given to Medhatithi. Shalmali Dvipa was given to Vapushman. Kushadvipa was given to Jyotishman. Kraunchadvipa was given to Jyutiman. Shakadvipa was given to Havya, and Pushkaradvipa was given to Sevana. So thus for the first time the earth was divided into 7 parts called as Dvipas. Now Jambudvipa, Pakshadvipa, Shalmali Dvipa, Kushadvipa, Kraunchadvipa, Shakadvipa and Pushkaradvipa are the 7 Dvipas ruled by the sons of Swayambhuva Manu. Later all these 7 Dvipas were divided into parts again and handed over to their sons by them, each of them. So they also again divided their land into parts and handed over to their children. So that is how the entire earth mass was divided into parts and parts in due course of time. Divided and subdivided again and again, divided like that, different parts occurred. So though thus the entire earth was divided and ruled by different kings, yet if any one of those kings wanted to do Rajasuya Yaga or Ashwamedha Yaga, then etc. yagas, then they used to bring even Viswajit Yaga also sometimes. So they used to bring all such small kingdoms under their rule, control, by either conquering them or the kings they themselves offer gifts or something like that, accepting his monarchy. So thus we say that he is Chakravarti and all other kings obey them, obey the Chakravarti and rule the kingdoms. So the monarch ruled the entire earth when other kings are ruling their kingdoms, the parts accepting the supremacy of that monarch. So he is Chakravarti and they are all Samanta Rajas, we can say. Now at present we are living in Jambudvipa, in Bharatavarsha and also in Bharata Khanda and in the Bharata Desha. Now ours is Bharata Desha. So thus Jambudvipa, at that time when Jambudvipa was ruled by Agniindra, he got 9 sons. So he divided Jambudvipa into 9 parts. They are called as Khandas. Bharata Khanda, it has become. Ilavrita Khanda, it is now called as Tibet. Second is Bhadravarsha. It is Himalaya Pranta, eastern parts of Himalaya. Third is Harivarsha. It is Arabian. Then fourth one is Ketumala. It is Iran and Turkey at present time we call. Now fifth one is Ramyaka Varsha. That is Russia and Siberia. Now sixth part is Hiranmaya Varsha. This is called as Manchuria at present now. Now seventh part is Kuru Varsha. It is called as Mongolia at present. Kuru Varsha, Kuru Desa we say. Kauravas, Pandavas ruled. So eighth is Kimpurusha and ninth is Kinnara Varsha. Kinnaras and Kimpurushas are varieties of Devatas, gods. Now this is the southern part of Himalayas. Now Bharatavarsha is Bharata Upakhanda. So it is our Bharata Desha at present called as India by foreigners in fact. So we say Saptadvipa Vasundhara. Thus this entire earth was ruled in 7 continents or khandas by the sons of Manu. So Manu Santana ruled all these 7 khandas. Now at present we are also Manu Santana only. That is why we are all called as Manavas. So for lakhs of years, these 9 varshas, 7 dvipas, entire earth mass was ruled by the progeny of one person called as Manu Maharshi. So, and all people used to speak in Sanskritam only. Samskrita Bhasha was the Desya Bhasha for all these crores of years throughout the earth mass. All of them used to speak. Then Sanskritam was the only language that existed since the birth of mankind, the universe, and Vedas and all our complete Vedic Vangmaya, it is there only in Samskrita Bhasha. So for lakhs of years, it was sustained. So that is why the entire Vedic Vangmaya and all the roots of root granthas of all subjects of education, what all we are studying now also, they are all in Samskrita Bhasha only. Because all of them used to talk in Samskrita only, even granthas, the books were also, textbooks were in Sanskritam. So Sanaatana Dharma prevailed all over the world, all over the earth. And Samskrita Bhasha prevailed all over the earth and world. But later, these earth parts, that is little parts, all these parts, they are again divided, and thus similarly, different sorts of cultures also developed, because there will be diversity in mankind and in the thinking of mental manasic ideas also of different people. So even from Samskrita language, different languages originated and started developing. Thus, so many regional languages also emerged and developed. These are all called as Prantiya Bhashas. So, before lakhs of years, Veda Samskruti, which existed at Himalaya Pranta, spread into all parts of the earth. So, ours was the most ancient Sanaatana Dharma. So, that is why it is called as Sanaatana. Sanaatana means most ancient. Yet it is Nitya Nutana. So the Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Judaism, etc., all these came just before 2000 years or so. And Islamism came just before 1400 years or so. But by force, these two matas, these two, Christianity and Islamism, started dominating and spreading, capturing and destroying. They try to destroy all other cultures, religions and all, and they dominated. But our Sanaatana Dharma always exists. No one can ruin it, no one can destroy it. So all other religions, we say, in fact, our Sanaatana Dharma, it speaks about the welfare of entire mankind, the whole nature, creation, all birds, beasts, animals, human beings, welfare of everyone. And all others, other religions, they are not of such broad udara bhavana. Udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. So we are all Sanaatana Dharma anuyayis. And in fact, we, the followers of Sanaatana Dharma, never try to change anyone from their religion to come into our mata and all. But other people, they are trying to either dominate or destroy or kill or convert. But that is not proper, in fact, for human beings. Though originally all of them belong to Sanaatana Dharma, they are not aware of that. Okay, it is up to them. Now we, Sanaatana Dharma anuyayis, consider this entire earth as our family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we say. And all human beings are our family members, brothers, kith and kin. So such universal love and regard and affection should be developed by all human folk, entire mankind. Our Sanaatana Dharma, in fact, there is no one particular person or Mata Pravakta as it was in case of other Matas. Our Sanaatana Dharma it is not limited just to one person or 2%, not to one book or 2 books like that, who spread this or created like that. Actually, our Sanatana Dharma came from Paramatma. Tasya Nishvasitam Vedaha, we say. Tasya refers to Paramatma, the transcendental ultimate reality. And Vedas are the original, most Pramana Granthas to all of us. And what essence is there in Vedas is in Upanishads. What is there in Vedas and Upanishads, the same is spoken in a different manner in all our Shaddarsanas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Itihasas, Dharmasastras, Kavyanataka, Granthas, then Prasanatraya, we say. So it's spread in all of them, and even Kavyanatakas of modern age also. So we never kill anyone, we never hurt anyone. We want only the union and love and affection and ahimsa we follow. So in our dharma, there are so many ways by following which one can attain liberation. Our Maharshis gave us 4 aims of human life: dharma, dhamma, moksha. And moksha is the final aim. We always aim at getting liberation, moksha, and be happy here on this earth with all mankind and human beings. So in fact, even Zoroastrianism is also a part of Hinduism. They worship fire god. They keep fire on hand. It never burns them because that is the god to them. So even Jainism and Buddhism, they are also part of our Sanatana Dharma, though we feel that they do not believe in Vedas and all. Yet they speak about ahimsa and all good, very noble ideas. We embrace all types of people who got different ideas in doing benefit to mankind and to the creation and nature. So our Sanatana Dharma is Sarvakalika, Sarva Deshika, and Sarva Janina. That is, belongs to each and everyone, belongs to each and every part, in all past, present, future, and all, eternal. So which always wishes only the well-being of all human beings. And it is our duty to follow our Sanatana Dharma and to understand what it speaks about. We must know first, we have to study by Sravana, Manana, Nidhichasana, we say. Then we have to follow it. Then we must speak to others and make them aware of it. That is our most important duty at present, is because most of our Sanatana Dharmanuyayis do not know that they are Hindus. They are Sanatana Dharmanuyayis. So we must awaken them. So Sanatana Dharmika way of life is given in Vedas, in Upanishads, in Puranas, in Smriti Granthas, in so many Dharma Shastra Granthas are there. Manu Smriti, Parasara Smriti, Narada Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, then Shankha Likhita Smriti, Bruhaspati Smriti. So many Smriti Granthas are there, and Dharma Shastras also are there, which speak about Jiva, that is Jivatma, then Paramatma, and Prakriti, their relation, and the duties of mankind, and different paths which lead to liberation: Dharma Marga, Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Yoga Marga, Jnana Marga. There are so many methods, paths by which we can reach the truth. So our Sanatana Dharma is very vast, very broad, very extensive, and also very lucid, and it gives way to each and everyone. In some way or other, one can attain perfection to his own life. So thus the teachings of our Sanatana Dharma and are so magnificent and noble, beneficial to entire living beings. So we consider Ramayana to be Adikavya and Valmiki Maharshi to be Adikavi. Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarathatmaje Vedaha Prachetasa Dasit Sakshad Ramayanatmana, we say. So this Ramayana and then Mahabharata, Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, all Dharma Shastra Granthas, so many mythological Granthas are there for us. So by studying all these Granthas, all the scriptures, we know about our Sanaatana Dharma. Our Sanaatana Dharma is spread in all these Granthas. Several Maharshis from time to time, they developed certain ideas. They were in deep meditative stage. At the stage when Rutambara Prajna arose in them, they visualized, not with the eyes, they had darshana. They heard the sounds of Paramatma. And thus the darshanas came into existence. And our Sanaatana Dharma Mahabharata. After Ramayana, Mahabharata is the great scripture which is called as Itihasa. Thus it occurred. Actually, how it occurred is being registered by Valmiki Maharshi in Ramayana, Vedavyasa Bhagavan in Mahabharata. Dharme cha arthe cha kame cha mokshe cha Bharatarshapha yedi hasti tadanyatra yenne hasti natat kvachit. That is the saying. It is declared in Mahabharata that whatever is there in this world, it is there in Mahabharata. Whatever is there in Bharata, that only is there in the universe. There is nothing in the world which is not there in Mahabharata. So to know about our Sanaatana Dharma, we must read the lives of Surya Vamsha kings and Chandra Vamsha kings, how they ruled the earth, what are the dharmas they followed. That is the history mentioned in our Puranas is to be learnt by us. Then we can know. So then we can know about our real history. Nowadays, the history which is being studied, which we all studied and which is being studied now, is given to us by foreigners, describing not at all, not even a single idea of our Sanaatana Dharmic way of ruling kingdom. Nothing is given. Only how Muslims dominated, how they ruled our kingdom, how Britishers dominated and ruled. All these were given. We should never learn about them. We must make our children educate about our history, original, real history, about our Sanaatana Dharma and our Chandravamsa, Suryavamsa kings and all. Now, then we can know our real history and our heritage and the greatness and magnificence, the nobility of our Dharma, people will come to know. So also our Shastras, Yoga Shastra, Jyotish Shastra, Khagola Shastra, Nakshatra Shastra, Bhautika Shastra, Mantra Shastra, Yantra Shastra, Tantra Shastra, then Agama Shastra, Vijnana Shastra, Veda Ganita Shastra, then Vedanta Darshana, Vedanta Shastra, Ayurveda Shastra, Dharma Shastras, and Shabda Shakti Shastras. So many Shastras are there for us. In fact, such vast knowledge is not at all there in the world for any other language people, any other country people, because now they got separated from us and they feel they are separate. So our knowledge is so vast. Our Sanaatana Dharma exists in all these Shastras. And so many other Shastras are there. Besides them, Chatushashti Kalas are there. Not only these Shastras, there are so many Vidyas, hundreds of Vidyas, branches of education are there, which are mentioned in the Upanishads. When we at second level speak about Upanishads, then we will know about all the Vidyas that were mentioned there. So many Vidyas, Mathu Vidya, Dahara Vidya, so many. So our Sanaatana, actually to know our Sanaatana Dharma, we should know the teachings of our scriptures. Then our Sanaatana Dharma exists in our Maharshis and also in our scriptures, in our pious rivers, Ganga, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tungabhadra, Sarayu, Saraswati, Padma, Mandakini, so many rivers are there. And our the greatness and chastity of our Sanaatana Dharma exists in our Siddhasramas, then Divya Kshetras, Divya Bhumis, Divya Tirthas, So Kasi, Gaya, Prayaga, Tirumala, then Jagapuri, etc. So many mokshapuras are there, Sapta mokshapuras we say. So all these Siddhasramas like Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada and Paramacharya Swami, then Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, etc. They spoke about the essence of the Sanaatana Dharma. So our Sanaatana Dharma exists in all their teachings, in all the Siddhasramas, in all the rivers and everywhere. The greatness of our Sanaatana Dharma lies in our uninterrupted Jnana Sampada. Like Tailadhara we say, the knowledge is continuously flowing from the beginning of creation till now. So many noble people are taking birth and they are once again reviving. Swami Vidyaranya, so many people. So since time immemorial, our Sanatana Dharma is existing, facing so many invasions. So many foreign people, several times they try to dominate and in fact completely eradicate our Sanatana Dharma. Even now, such Kutralu we say, even now there are so many people who are against our Sanatana Dharma without recognizing the greatness and nobility of our Dharma, that it is doing good to them. They recognize, so they try to hate us and convert us, or to destroy and kill us and ruin our Dharma. So we must always be very cautious. We must keep our Sanatana Dharma by following it ritually, sincerely, and making people aware of that by speaking about the greatness and essence and the way of life. So Dharma is life, how we live. We always follow our Dharma and we are living whether we know it or not. Bhaktiar Khilji, a very cruel person we can say, he burnt into ashes nearly more than 1 crore and 10 lakhs of our Sanatana Dharma Jnana Granthas, Talapatra Granthas and manuals, manuscripts we say at Takshasila. It burnt continuously for nearly more than 1 month, they say. Even now that blackness can be seen on the floors. When we went there 10 years before, we could see. So for more than, if the fire catches and burns for 1 hour, we can see how crores of damage it occurs. Then for continuously day and night for 30 days it was burnt, and our granthas were burnt, means we can imagine how many crores of granthas, manuscripts of our Sanatana Dharma and Buddhism also. So many granthas of Talapatras of Buddhism were there. They are all burnt, and ruthlessly this Bhaktiar Khilji, because a very great, efficient Ayurveda Vaidya cured the disease of this Bhaktiar Khilji, who was suffering from certain disease which could not be even identified and cured by their people, all the other doctors. This person of our head of department of Takshasila University Ayurveda department, he could cure it. So instead of showing Kritanyata, we say Kriteshu Pratikartavyam Yesha Dharma Sanatanaha. If a person does a little good to us, we always want to express and do 10 times, 100 times good to them. But this Bhaktiar Khilji, he does not have any gratitude. Moreover, he thought that how can our granthas, our doctors could not cure me, but this Ayurveda granthas and that person, they could cure me. So such knowledge should not exist. So with such hatred, he burnt to ashes all our granthas, the jnana. He wanted to destroy the jnana, the jnanis, and all the learned persons, the teachers and professors, he burnt ruthlessly. So many times foreign invasions occurred. But our Sanatana Dharma could withstand. So many foreigners wanted to destroy our culture and our knowledge, and also some of them, they carried away our Shastra Granthas to their countries, even that is a little better instead of destroying. So even now in Germany and some other places, our manuscripts and Veda Granthas, so many Granthas can be seen. That is better, in fact. So many of them demolished and damaged our Granthalayas, our temples, then Devata Vigrahas. They killed ruthlessly our masters, pandits, scholars, intellectuals, and teachers, and wise people. So British people tried to completely remove our Sanaatana, Dharma and Samskrita Bhasha also, and our Gurukula type of Vidya Vithana, which was there for lakhs of years, through which from mouth orally, because stars are there, should not Guru Shishya Parampara. So such Gurukula type of education was destroyed by Britishers, and they introduced their English language. They imposed on us by force, and they made us learn English language and speak everything, read, write, and do everything in English only. So they wrote our history in a wrong way according to their will and wish, and made our people study that. So many people of our Bharatiyas underwent Bhavadasya, we can say. We should try to remove at least them from their that slumber and Bhavadasya. Many of our leaders also fell under their control, their grip, and they could not recognize and realize the greatness of our own Sanaatana Dharma, our own culture, and a mountain-like knowledge, the greatness they could not recognize. So though so many Shastras have been rooted out fully by burning the Granthas, manuscripts, etc., actually in the beginning of our Kali Yuga, at the end of Dwapara Yuga, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Vedavyasa Maharshi, he divided the heap of Vedas into 4 parts. At that time, 1131 or 1132 Veda Shakhas were there. It is established fact. But now at present, we got only 11 parts, 11 branches. Veda Shakhas means 1120 Veda Shakhas have been burnt completely or lost in due course of time, or taken away or removed. Something happened, and only now at present 11 Veda Shakhas are there. Out of them, only 7 Veda Shakhas are being taught through Guru Shishya Parampara. It means we can imagine how much vast knowledge we had and we lost. Out of all, even though such damage occurred, even then only a very less amount of knowledge is there. Even to that knowledge, which is very vast, very beautiful, very great and significant, even the great Medhavis, intellectuals of world, they are wonderstruck at our knowledge. So such is the greatness. At least now it is time for all of us, all Bharatiyas, to arise from that slumber of ignorance and Atmanyunata Bhava, and thinking wrongly, as this world is thinking that every invention occurred due to foreigners, regarding all aspects of sciences, etc., all subjects. In fact, even all the branches of education, the original inventors are our Maharshis. They are all there in our Vedas. Taking them, all others maybe may not be, but intelligence may be there in each and everyone in this world. We cannot say no. So the same idea might have come in the minds of many people at same time at different places. We can accept that. Even then, if we keep our Vedas and Vedic knowledge aside, the greatest scholars were born in our country who studied Vedas and taking the shlokas rooted, that is, they are all the roots of Vedas. They developed so many siddhantas and shastras, even in medieval age, even at this modern age also. But no one is recognizing that their originality and greatness, and they foreigners are giving noble praises only to foreign people, that they have invented the aeroplanes, right, brothers? So many other people, they are giving noble praises in all other fields. But our sages only invented all these, we can say, without hesitation. Our great personalities, Bodhayana Maharshi, he gave Ganita Shastra, the theorems we say. He invented pi, but they say some foreigner invented pi. That is wrong. Pi, which is in our Shulba Sutra. Then later Pythagoras spoke about pi. For pi, they speak of Pythagoras. But they do not know Bodhayana Maharshi. Actually, it is Bodhayana Maharshi who gave Ganita Sutras, then Shulba Sutras, pi also. Our Aryabhatta, he is also like Maharshi. So Aryabhatta invented the value of pi. Aryabhattiya, he wrote. Aryabhatta is the great astrologer, mathematician, astronomer, physicist. So he wrote Aryabhattiya Grantha. He spoke about decimal system, number system, number theory, then geometry, trigonometry, algebra, etc. All were spoken by him. It is he who invented zero. Actually, zero was not at all known to the world anywhere in the on the part of the world. Our Maharshis gave all this knowledge of mathematics and number system. Zero, which is there in our Vedas. Actually, Vedas speak about zero, so he could give it. So after Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta came, and he worked in that in the same direction, and he spoke about Sputa Siddhanta. Now the great Ganitaveta Bhaskaracharya, he gave to humanity arithmetics, Bija Ganita, algebra, etc. All these. The sphere system, as they say, and Graha Ganita, the calculations about stars and their Graha Gatis and all. Then mathematics of planets, stars and all. So then our Jaina Guru, Mahavira Tirthankara, we say, he also contributed a lot to mathematics. He wrote a book, Ganitasara Sangraha. Now, our Maharshis contributed a lot to the knowledge in manifold manner to Vedanta, Tarka, ontology, cosmology, etc. So many shastras, then so many subjects. Our great Maharshi is called Kanada. He became, because he maintained his life only by picking up the grains that have fallen on the ground in the fields when complete crops are being taken away by the farmers. And he maintained his life only by eating them. After offering to guests, Atithi, so he is called as Kanada. Kanan Atti iti Kanada, other to eat Atti. And also he is called as Kanada because he spoke about Kanas. Kana means atom. Atomic theory was invented by Kanada Maharshi, though they say some foreigners spoke about and invented atoms and atomic theory and all. So Kanada Maharshi was the original Maharshi who gave us the knowledge of atoms. So he developed Anu Siddhanta, Vaiseshika Darsana. It is one of our Shad Darsanas. So he was the first person to speak of atomic theory. Later to him came Varaha Mihira, a very, very great person, very great astrologer. And he did researches on ecology, astrology, hydrology or something they say. And he is great astrologer. So he wrote Bruhat Samhita. which is very authoritative grantha, which is being followed by now our present Panchanga Kartas also, while writing Panchangas also, they follow these persons' works only. Then later came Nagarjuna. He did most astonishing research on chemistry, in the subject chemistry. He tried to change ordinary metals to gold. Our Vemana, Sataka, all of you know, all of us know. So this Vemana could get success in changing any metal to gold. He literally changed iron to gold by Parasuvedi Vidya. Such is the greatness of our Vedas. This Parasuveda Vidya is there in our Vedas and our Shastras. So in the field of medicine also, our Bharatiya stood first. Ayurveda is the first medicine, a medical science, we can say. And Atreya Maharshi, Charaka Maharshi, they brought Ayurveda Vidya from heaven to earth, from Brahmadeva to Aswini Devatas, from Aswini Devatas by Charaka Maharshi. We say this Charaka Maharshi is the incarnation of Adisesha. So, and treated all these people and for ailments. And Susruta was the first, most famous surgeon on this earth. So nobody can surpass him. And all these operations, surgeries, etc. are developed through Susruta Samhita only. Though nowadays, of course, so many great surgeons are there in all fields of, on all different parts of our body. But the source is Susruta Samhita, written by Susruta Maharshi. So our Patanjali Maharshi wrote Yoga Darshana, one of Shad Darshanas. The Yoga Sutras play important role in the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health, well-being of all human beings. So, as our, and so many people follow this Yoga Darshana, and they nowadays in modern thinking that yoga means only do, but a lot more is there through this Ashtanga Marga, Yama Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Jhana, Samadhi. One can attain all the Ashtasiddhis, and also one can attain liberation, moksha. One can become one with universal reality, Paramatma, transcendental reality. Anima, Garima, Lakhima, Mahima, Ishatva, Vashatva, Prapti, Prakamya. These are the Ashtasiddhis, 8 powers. One can attain through this yoga marga. But if anyone stops there, he stops then and there. One who neglects them, like Anjaneya Swami, he is Ashtasiddhinava Nithike Data, we say. One can become one with Paramatma. So, our Jagadguru Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada, he unimaginable methods he possesses. So, he is the treasure of our Sanaatana Dharma. He gave vast literary works on Advaita and divinity and all. So the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma is there in our Vedic knowledge, in our Maharshis, in our holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, etc. and all. And our great sages like Valmiki Maharshi, Vedavyasa Maharshi, Gautama Maharshi, Bharadwaja, Viswamitra, Vasishta, Rishyasringa, Jamadagni, Chavana, Shamika, Kashyapa, etc. So many Maharshis, 108 Maharshis book was there. So one can know about at least 108 Maharshis, and so many other Maharshis were there who always work for the welfare of entire mankind and entire universe, Prani Koti. Then our Sanatana Dharma exists in our Tapo Bhumis, Siddhasramas, Deva Bhumis, like Sri Shaila, Himalayas, Naimisharanya, etc. Divya Kshetras like Kasi, Sri Shaila, Kalahasti, then Venkatachala, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Dwadasa Jyotirlingas, Ashtadas, Shaktipitas, etc. So many are there. Then where the Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti is established, they are all called as temples and kshetras. So Sri Mahavishnu, who came to earth taking incarnations, avatars, he did penance at certain places. Then Maharshis performed penance at those several places, and all those places became siddhas. Ordinary people like us also, if we go there and do penance, we can easily get siddha, moksha. So they are called as siddha ashramas. So there are Chiranjeevis, Sapta Chiranjeevis, we say in our pious motherland. So all of them are protecting our Sanaatana Dharma and all the nature and human beings and living creatures. That is why throughout these lakhs of years, our Sanaatana Dharma is withstanding, because from time to time, great souls, noble people are taking birth and protecting whenever any necessity is coming. So even in our present is also, there are several great people who are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. They are Trimatacharyas, we can say. First, Jagadguru Sri Adisankara Bhagavad Pada, then Bhagavan Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, Vallabhacharya, and so many other, their Sishya Parampara. Then also Swami Vidyaranya, Ramana Maharshi, Samartha Ramadasa, Sadguru, Samartha Ramadas, we say, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, Paramacharya, Jagadguru, Sri Chandrasekharendra, Mahasaraswati, Swami Vari, etc. So many innumerable people are there. And all these Jagadguru Paramparas also are Jagadgurus. Those who got interest on listening and knowing about jnana, all these, those who worship our, that is all, so many siddhantas also are developed depending upon Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Ganapati, Kumara, etc. So all those who are the masters of these fields, Agama Shastras are there for them specially. They are all keeping our Sanatana Dharma alive. So the suppose we consider this Sanatana Dharma to be a very big tree, the root is our Dharma, and all other branches are our all matas, all these, what all I spoke now, they are all branches of our Sanatana Dharma, and final fruit is moksha. Fruit or roots, they are. So they are all protecting our Sanatana Dharma. So actually our Sanatana Dharma exists in our very blood, in our thoughts, in our behavior, our way of life. So we must practice it and protect our Sanatana Dharma. So now we can say, we call us as Bharatiyas. Bha means to shine, Kanti, luster, Prakasha, because Bharata, Rati means enjoyment. Because we take enjoyment and happy interest in knowledge, we are called as Bharatiyas, Bharatas, Bharata Desha. And Bharata, the son of Shakuntala and Dushyanta, ruled our kingdom. So our country is called as Bharata Varsha, Bharata Desha. There are three Bharatas. Jada Bharata was there. Then Rama's brother Lakshmana was there. Bharata, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna. That Bharata was there, and Shakuntala, Dushyanta's son Bharata. So because he ruled our kingdom, we are called as Bharatiyas. Now, fifth point is actually what is Dharma? What is meant by Dharma? Dhara. We should analyze sharply and know what is Dharma. Regarding what is Dharma, sages defined and explained it in several ways, in so many methods. So many quotations are there, so many nishpattis, vyutpattis are given to this word, Dharma. And our Puranas, Itihasas, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, Dharmashastras, and Kavya Natakas, Subhashitas also, our entire Sahitya speaks about Dharma in manifold way. The word Dharma has come from the root Dhru, Dhara, to bear, Dharati. Dharana, Dharma ityakuhu. Dharmo, dharayate prajaha, by which power this whole universe is being maintained. The movable and immovable is being, that is this nature is being maintained. The entire mankind is being living happily with mutual harmony and happily, by which a status, a sort of vyavastha is being established, is called as dharma. So a system in which we are all living is called as dharma. So for any object, it got its own natural dharma, natural traits. That is called as dharma. When God created this universe, to maintain this properly, God created certain core of conduct, certain rules and restrictions to be followed by all of us. So that is called as dharma. To maintain equanimity in nature, to follow the rules of nature, God has created certain rules to be followed. So those rules are called as rutam, that is called as dharma. If we purchase any article, suppose for example a washing machine or a fan, something, any machine, they give us certain brochure which explains us how to use it, how that article can be used. So that similarly, when God created this nature and universe, he also gave certain such a sort of manual which we have to follow, core of conduct, that is dharma. So if we follow dharma, we can enjoy a lot of this whole nature and universe for the sake of living beings only, for the enjoyment of us only. In fact, nature is given to us by God, but the main purpose is to get liberated. So we must always keep that in mind and then enjoy all sorts of happinesses given here in this supreme nature. Finally reach Paramatma, Godhood, after leaving this body here, after living happily. Jivama Sharada Shatam, we say. Kurvanne Veha Karmani Jijivishe Sharada Shatam, says Upanishads. While doing karma, one should live for 100 years happily on this earth. So our Sanaatana Dharma, that dharma is in Vedas, Veda Dharma. It is called as Sanaatana Dharma, that which is given in our Vedas and scriptures. Dharma means dharma. So this is the key given to us by God to open the treasure house of the bliss and enjoyment. Yadatva nanivartante, reaching that place, we need to come back. So to reach that place, the path is given to us. The word dharma got several meanings. Dharma is very vast. In fact, it got several phases, we can say. Dharma is being practiced in several ways, such as dharma means punya, nyaya, then satya, niti, morals. So dharma means yajna charana, sadharma charana, sat karma charana. Dharma is Paramatma. Dharma itself is God. God is called as dharma. So dharmo hi vishwasya jagataha pratishta. The name and fame of world is established in dharma. That is the fame, happiness, moksha also is there in dharma only. Shastra Vihita Karma Charana is called as dharma. Shastra Nishitha Karma Charana is adharma. We must always do dharma and not adharma. We must be careful in distinguishing them. So we should do karmas given in Shastras according to dharma. Even only a hair breadth difference would be there. So we should be very careful in differentiating dharma from adharma. Dharmo hi vishwasya jagata pratishta, loke dharmishtam praja upasarpanti. Dharmena papam apanudati. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam. Tasma dharmam paramam vadanti. Thus Veda spoke that for all dharmas, dharma is adhara. So in this world, people approach a dharmika. A person who knows and practices dharma is a dharmika. By practicing, one can clear away the sins and will attain punya. Everything is established in dharma only. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam. All great and noble people become ready to give away anything, even their lives, but they never abandon dharma. They never deviate their path from dharma. That is the greatness of such great dharmikas like Sri Ramachandra. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha, we say. Then Satya Harishchandra, Dharmaraja. We say Dharmaraja is actually Yamadharmaraja is Dharmaraja. Yama Niyama, one who controls dharma is Yamadharmaraja. His son is Dharmaraja. It is the very nature of Dharmaraja to do dharma. Then Shiva Chakravarti, Bali Chakravarti, Nala Maharaja, so many kings, they are all dharmikas. People lost their properties, kingdom, but they never lost their Satyavrata, Dharma Nishta. Satya Harishchandra story we know. Dharma alone is eternal. The fruit of dharma is eternal. Actually, why we should practice dharma? Because just as if we know the dharmas of articles and use them, we can get complete benefit from them. Similarly, if we know Srishti Dharma, Prakriti Dharma, Vastu Dharma, Jiva Dharma, Manava Dharma, Atma Dharma, one's own dharma to each and every individual and lead the life here according to dharma, then we can live here happily, and also we can achieve what all we wish to enjoy here and hereafter. After leaving this body, we can go to heavenly abodes and enjoy there also. Then we can get mukti also if we are mumukshus. Then Nanaya Pattaraka, who translated some part of Mahabharata in Telugu, he wrote a very wonderful poem in Telugu. ధర్మజ్ఞులైన పురుషులు ధర్మమునకు కీడు చేయు ధర్మమునెందు ధర్మముగా మది దళపరు ధర్మమే సర్వంబునకు హితంబుగా వలయున్. Dharmam is everything. So those who are aware of dharma never consider that dharma as dharma which does any harm to dharma. So dharma should always be beneficial to others. Dharma sanjayate hyartho dharma Kamopijayate, dharma eva apavargaya, tasmat dharmam samashrayet. By following dharma, we can get artha, that is wealth or fulfillment of any action, any work done by us. By dharma, the kama can be the desires. Dharma is the cause of getting moksha. That is why one should always follow dharma. The same idea is given in another sloka, sukti also. Dharmad artha prapavati, dharmat prapavate sukham, dharmena lapate sarvam, dharmasaram idam jagat. Our Maharshis kept dharma and moksha on both the sides, and in between dharma and moksha, they kept artha kamas. So if we follow dharma, we can get, by following dharma, we must get artha and kama, then we can reach moksha. That is the idea behind this. Dharma eva hato hanti dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha is our emblem. So tasma dharmo na hantavyo. Mano dharmo hato vati. If we destroy, that is, do not follow dharma, that dharma destroys us. If we protect dharma, that dharma protects us. Therefore, at any circumstances, we must not leave dharma. We should follow dharma. So we should always follow dharma and we have to protect dharma. Now, sixth point is, how many varieties of dharmas are there? Dharma is of many faces, we said. There are several dharmas. Some are Shasvata dharmas, eternal dharmas are there. That dharmas which do not change by change of time, space, human beings or anything. They are Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. and the rhythm of nature. Then there are certain dharmas which change with the change of time, space, person, etc. So they are Tatkalika dharmas are there. Dharmas at some place may not be dharma at some other place. A dharma to a particular person may not be dharma of other person. a dharma, that dharmas also differ from time to time, place to place, person to person. Vyaktigata dharmas are there, samishti dharmas are there, shasvata dharmas, then kala dharmas, rutu dharmas, vyashti dharmas, samishti dharmas. Thus several dharmas. We must know all of them. Shasvata dharma like rutam is there, rutam by following which the sun, moon, stars, Panchabhutas, they do all the galaxies, they do their own duties. Even the river never crosses and comes over, crossing the banks of rivers. All this is due to that Rutam only. The earth is having its own dharma, the wind, Panchabhutas, everyone. The sun, moon, they rotate, they do their duties. Pishasma dvata pavate. Pishodeti suryaha. Bhayad indrascha agnischa. Bhayad indrascha vayuscha mrityur dhavati panchamaka. All these are doing their duties with the fear of Shasana of Paramatma. That Shasana is Dharma. So we must follow. And besides all these dharmas, swadharmas are there, paradharmas, swasti, samishti dharmas, vyashti dharmas, etc. Atma dharma is most important. Chejedekam kulasyarthe, gramasyarthe kulam chedet, gramam janapadasyarthe, atmartham prithvin chejet. So Atma dharma is one's own dharma by which one can reach divinity and become mukta, mukti, get liberated. That is Atma dharma, not selfish motives of gaining property, name, fame, positions and all. So Atma dharma is very important among all these. Atma dharma is that dharma which elevates ourselves into higher regions. From sattva guna to suddha sattva guna, we can say. Bhagavad Gita also says, Paramatma said, Uttared Atman Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet Atmeva Hyatmano Banthur Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaka. We should always try to elevate our Atma by our own Atma. We should never let our Atma perish. So Atma, that is, here we can say our mind also. Mind itself is Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Banthamokshayo. So Bantaya Vishaya Saktam Mukyai Nirvishayam Smrutam. That is how it is said. So we must control our mind, our sense organs, and should not deviate from dharma. So to get Dehatma Bhavana, Dehatma Pranti itself is our enemy. To get identified with body, senses, indriyas, this, that, and all. So that is Anatma. So we must have Atma, Anatma, Viveka. So we should come out of Dehatma Pranti. And we must know that Chidananda Rupa Sivoham Sivoham. I am that eternal power, eternal Chichakti, the divinity. I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the final teaching, verdict of our Vedas. So mind is always fickle. Buddhi is that Chenchalatmika Manaha, Nishchayatmika Buddhihi, we say. The mind is always doubting whether to do this or that. Then the Buddhi intellect decides what is to be done, what is good for us. So we must listen to Buddhi, and even Buddhi sometimes may be fickle. Sometimes it may not, even though it gives advises us, the I in us, the Ahankara, do not follow. We must always follow our own Atma Bodha, Atma Prabodha, that is given from our heart, wherein Paramatma resides. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. Our heart always gives us only good benefit to us. We must follow that. Then only we can get liberated. So thus there are so many points which are to be known in fact. So our Parama Dharma is, final aim is getting liberation and knowing Paramatma, divinity, and to become one with God. So many methods are there. Now the eternal laws framed by God, they never change. That is called as the niyati restriction. It is called as Ritam, I said. According to this Rutam only, all Panchaputa, sun, moon, and etc., they are working. That is why moon is always very cool. Sun is always very lustrous and kanti. Velugu, as we say, and very hot. Because that is the nature. And the water, jadayati iti jalam, even the nature of water is to be very cool. If we heat the water slowly and keep it aside, slowly it comes to its own naturality, the coolness again. So that dahakatva of fire is the nature of Agni, dahaka, burning. So thus each and everything got its own dharma. They are all Prakriti dharmas and Vastu dharmas. And even Graha Gola Nakshatras are moving in their own kakshas. They are all Shasvata dharmas, we say, they never change. They always behave with Paramatma Shasana, rule, we can say. So, all these are the dharmas, different varieties of dharmas, and besides them, Sadharana dharmas are there, which change from space, time, man, person, etc. I already said. And there are certain apad dharmas and dharma sukshmas. Many dharma sutras are given in our Mahabharata, Upakhyanas, stories. So in the form of stories, they gave dharma sukshmas to us to protect a big dharma. If it becomes necessary to do a small adharma, then that is not adharma, that is dharma only. So that is Sukshma Dharma. Several stories are there in connection with this also. So in Kurukshetra war, Dharmaraja, by the being instigated by Sri Krishna Paramatma, God himself, said loudly, Aswithama Hataha, and said very slowly, Kunjaraha, the elephant by name Aswithama has died. Then listening to this, Dronacharya did Asra Sannyasa, and he can be, and he of course left his body here, living by Tapomata, by yoga. Then, by yoga, then that body is cut. So that is Dharma Sukshma. So Sri Ramachandra is Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha, we say. So many dharmas to protect main dharma. Sometimes people have to do certain adharma. Even Ramachandra says Dasaratha Maharaja's Satyanishta, he should be kept in Satyanishta. So Ramachandra went to the forest. While he is going in the chariot, then Dasaratha Maharaja calls Sumanta to come back. Then Sumanta asks Rama what to do. Then Sri Rama says, no, you should not stop and go back. You take us to the outside country. We will go to forest for 14 years as per the words of our father. Then Sumanta says, when your father suppose questions, when I'm asking you to come back, why you did not stop? Then what shall I say? Then Sri Ramachandra said, in the sound of this Ratha Nirkosha, I could not listen. Because that is not abatha, dharma, asatya. To protect a very big dharma, all these small adharmas, they also are part of dharma only. That is dharma sukshma. So such things we must know. So many other stories are there. If time is there at any time, I can tell you. Then, because this Dasaratha Maharaja, he called Ramachandra to come back out of Putra Moha. So out of Putra Moha, he should not spoil his Dharmanishta. Then he cannot reach the higher abodes. So to make his father stand in Satyanishta, Sri Ramachandra followed Dharma and did Vanavasa. So that is Dharma Sukshma. In the nature, the rivers and oceans, though flow at a very high speed, they never transgress the banks. Cheliyali katta, we say. Even the Panchaputas, they work for the welfare of mankind and living beings, not for themselves. Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha, paropakaraya phalanti vrikshaha, paropakaraya duhanti gavaha, paropakarartham idam shariram. Our bodies also should be for paropakara only. So gods have their own dharmas. If they are pleased by devotion and prayer of human beings for their penance, they must appear before them. If they appear, they have to give boons. That is their dharma. Animals got their own dharmas. For each and every living being, their dharma exists for them. Rutam is there in nature along with eternal truths. General dharmas are there. All these are applicable to all human beings. Human beings got their own dharma, such as speaking truth, satyam vada, dharmam chara. These are then samata, following, maintaining samata, dharma, prema, ahimsa, having bhutadaya, doing yajna karma, acharana, aparigraha, not taking anything, not stealing others' property, then being charitable, dana guna, mata pitru seva, guru seva, prakriti parirakshana, etc. All these are manava dharmas. We must follow. We should never afflict others. Daya sarva bhuteshu. Paradukha asahishnuta is daya. So we must have daya and dakshinya also. Dakshinya is when we get daya, we must have the capacity to make their distress go away. So that dakshata also should be in us. So among all human dharmas, manava dharma, satyanishta, dharma charana, daiva bhakti, pitru bhakti, guru bhakti, they are all most important. All human beings, consider all human beings as kutumba, sabhyas only. And each of us got our own kutumba dharmas. The duty is first, in fact, while doing ujoga dharma. Then Sankhika dharmas are there with our co-living beings and with our fellow human beings. And most important dharma is Desha Bhakti. We must have regard and devotion towards our country, and we must sacrifice everything if necessary for the sake of our Desha. And Atma Dharma is most important, I said. So we have to try to get Sattvika gunas, Daivi gunas, and elevate our Sattva guna into Sutta Sattva guna. Then we can get moksha. Certain dharmas which are very important to particular persons. From each and every individual, for each and every individual, their own dharmas are there. So according, that is as a son or daughter, as parents to their children, as students to the gurus, then as folk, that is a neighbor to neighbors. While doing the job, their duty dharmas. As a student, duties are there, as a ujogi, etc. Lots of dharmas are there, which we have to follow. So then manava dharmas are there, purusha dharmas are there, stri dharmas are there, according to 4 ashramas, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. Different ashramas, dharmas are there. Then yajna dharma is the dharma for all of us. Tyaga, yaga, both are important. So there are several dharmas. So dharma should always be according to Shastra. Shastra Vihita dharmas. They should always be beneficial to them and to mankind and to nature also. So the Rakshasas also may feel that they got their own Rakshasa dharmas. That is drinking, doing surapanas they do. They destroy the yajna yagadi kratus. They take the oblations offered for the sake of gods. They take that. They destroy the ritviks. They want to occupy gods and all. They say that they are our dharmas. Everyone has to do their own dharma. Then when we are doing our own dharma, why Narayana should come and kill us, destroy us, punish us? Why? Because the dharmas are given to each and everyone by Paramatma. Rakshasa dharmas are not given by God. They coined their own dharmas. So if we prepare our own dharmas, that cannot be. That should be according to Shastra, and which is beneficial to the living beings of all 3 worlds. Then only that can be called as dharma. So Rakshasa dharma should not be followed. That is why Lord Narayana, Sriman Narayana, comes and destroys the Rakshasas who are destroying the dharma and rhythm of nature. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham paritranaaya sadhanam. You know all this. So even Jagannatha said, Itham yada yada bhatha danavepyo bhavishyati tada tada avatiryaham karishyami arisankshayam. So dharma, God also, avatara prayojanas are three: destroying adharma, establishing dharma, then protecting the bhaktas. So dushta sikshana, sishta rakshana, dharma stapana. So all these and so many dharmas are there. Time, of course, time is passing away. Only 5 minutes, I think, but much more is there. So Sri Ramachandra, when bowed down to his mother, Kausalya Mata, she blessed him. Yam palayasi dharmam tvam trutya cha niyamena cha savai raghava shardula dharmaha tvam apirakshatu. That dharma which you are observing with firmness as a principle, that dharma will protect you. So we must know that our own dharma protects us. So there are hundreds of stories and upakyanas which say that when we follow dharma satya, they protect us. So then Trikala Sancha Vandana we must do. Pravarakya is story, of course, you may be knowing. Pravarakya worships fire god sincerely. He does Trikala Sancha Vandana and 3 times Agni Aradhana. Once a Sita comes and gives a sort of pasaru lepana to him, which he applies to the feet and goes to Himalayas and sees all the beauties and visits Badrinath, Kedarnath, does pranam and all. When he wants to return back during evening to do Agnikarya, that pasaru which was applied to the feet was washed, the waters of Himalayas washed it. Then he prayed fire god, and that very moment he was in his house. So that is the Shakti. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So there are several upakyanas are there. Vilamban na achare dharme chalam chittam vinishrutihi vise. Nityam sannihito mrityuhu kartavyo dharma sangrahaha vise. Dharma should be followed. Na amutrahi sahayartham pita mata cha tishtataha na putra dara na jnatihi. Dharma tishtati kevalam. Just dharma alone comes us along with us when we leave this body and go away. And rakshanti punyani purakrutani vane rane setru jalagni mache maharnave parvata massakeva suptam pramattam vishamastitam va rakshanti punyani purakrutani. So we must always be righteous and follow dharma. Bhakta Mirabai, she and Vibhishana also, they followed dharma, atma dharmas. So our Maharshis asked us to do Surya Aradhana, do Agnihotra, Yajna Yagadik Kratus and all. Then our Veda commanded us Matru Devo Pava, Pitru Devo Pava, Acharya Devo Pava, Atithi Devo Pava. So we have to follow. All these are our dharmas. Sri Ramachandra said, Aswathinam katham devam prekarai rapiradyate, swathinam samatikramya mataram pitaram guru. So thus we must worship Mata, Pita and Guru. So our Sanaatana Dharma says that we should follow Varna Dharmas and Asrama Dharmas also, even that is our duty. A foreign lady who was very much impressed by the unmatchable intelligence and knowledge of Swami Vivekananda, talent of him, she asked him to marry her because she wants to get a son like Vivekananda. For that, Swami Vivekananda immediately replied, Ma, for this, why to marry me? Why to speak about marriage? This very moment I am accepting you as my mother. You accept me as your son. So that is how he never deviated from the Brahmacharya Vrata Nishta. Moreover, he did not fall in the Pralopas. He enhanced the glory of our Sanatana Dharma. So anybody may question. So if anybody questions to say what is Dharma, we can say ఒరులేయవి యొనరించిన నరవర అప్రియము తన మనంబునకగు ఇతరుల కవి సేయ కునికి పరాయణము పరమధర్మ పథములకెల్ల. This is the reply given in our Mahabharata. So janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi kenapi devena hrudi sthitena yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi, says Duryodhana. He knows what is dharma, what is adharma, but always does adharma. So being instigated from my mind, I am doing. So somebody sitting in my heart is instigating, telling me. So I am doing, though I know dharma, I am doing adharma. Actually, Paramatma, yato dharmas tato Krishna, yato Krishna sato jayam. Where there is dharma, Krishna stays there. That is God, Paramatma exists. So we should always do dharma, because Pandavas followed dharma. Sri Krishna stayed there and they got victory. Everybody should do their own duties. Swadharme nithanam sreyaha, paradharmo bhayavaka. It's better to die while doing our own dharmas. Paradharma we should never accept. Though the eternal dharmas are being followed all the times, yet according to Yuga Bheda, Dharma Bheda also is there. Krutetu Manavam Dharmam Tretayam Gautamam Smrutam Dwapare Shanka Likhitaha Kalau Parashara Smrutaka. We must follow those Smriti Granthas. So, thus several points are there. In Srimad Bhagavata, it is said Dharma Devata got 4 feet, namely Tapas, Shaucha, Daya and Satyam. In Kruta Yuga, Dharma existed with all the 4 padas. But in Treta Yuga, only 1 pada, Tapas has gone, and Dharma walked with 3 padas. In Dwapara Yuga, 1 more pada, Shaucha, purity, has gone, fallen down, and then Dharma was walking with 2 feet. Now in Kali Yuga, 3rd pada, that is Daya is also broken, and only Satyam is there. So now our Kali Yuga, Satyam is there. We are following Satyam. Now we should try to revive the last 3 padas once again, Tapas, Shaucha and Daya also. Then Dharma can move with 4 padas. Kalau Keshava Kirtanam, we say Namasmaranad Anyopayam Nahi Pasyamu Bhavatarane Rama Hare Krishna Hare, we say. So there is no other remedy, no other upaya except Namasmarana of God to get liberated. Dharma Devata is spoken as Gomata. So we must worship Gomata. Vishwe Janani, she is. So everybody should develop Satvika Gunas, devotion, and try to get liberated. Now 6th point only we could complete, and 7th point is what are the characteristics of Dharma. This we will continue in our next class. Okay, Shubham. Swasti for today.
ధన్యవాదములండి. There are no questions in the chat box.
Okay.
And if somebody wants to ask questions, we will do it after
Prayer.
Prarthana.
Yes.
Jayashree garu. Jayashree garu, are you there? Okay.
Yes sir, అది మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టి పాడుతున్నా.
Okay.
స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతాం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహీం మహీషాః గోబ్రాహ్మణేభ్యః శుభమస్తు నిత్యం లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు కాలే వర్షతు పర్జన్యః పృథివీ సస్యశాలినీ దేశోऽयं క్షోభరహితో బ్రాహ్మణः సంతు నిర్భయాः అపుత్రాः పుత్రిణः సంతు పుత్రిణः సంతు పౌత్రిణः అధనాः సధనాः సంతు జీవంతు శరదాం శతం సత్యం వద ధర్మం చర స్వాధ్యాయాన్మా ప్రమదః సర్వే భవంతు సుఖినః సర్వే సంతు నిరామయాః సర్వే భద్రాణి పశ్యంతు మా కశ్చిత్ దుఃఖభాగ్ భవేత్. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त सन्मंगళాని సంతు స్వస్తి ధన్యవాదాలండి
ధన్యవాదములండి జయశ్రీ గారు. నౌ లెట్స్ గో ఫర్ నేషనల్ యాంథమ్. జన గణ మన అధినాయక జయ హే భారత భాగ్య విధాత पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जल वितरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ ही समागे राहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद. Thank you everybody for participating today.